It's nice to be here and to share movement with people. And I hope today a nice understanding of sharing breathing and breathing in movement too. I just think most people kind of think, oh, breathing, that's the boring bit. And that also tells me when I don't want to do the breathing bit that I'm perhaps a bit distracted and I need to calm my nervous system down. So if you have with you today a strap or a scarf, or even better, unfortunately, I don't have mine up here, but even better is like a resistance band. That would be really useful, which I'm going to put right here. And we're just going to use our important tools, our hands for sensing breathing. Remember, one of the first breathing cues I remember in yoga was belly, ribs, and chest. And that's a nice place to start. Let's begin putting the hands gently onto the belly and feeling that there's a soft movement of your belly as you breathe. And for those just joining, we're just settling in with breath, feeling the belly move as we breathe. And I'm hoping that you're feeling that it kind of softly goes out as you breathe in and that it draws in as you breathe out. Give yourself 2 or 3 rounds of bringing the belly in lots as you breathe out, just to really feel that, hey, yeah, I'm using my ab muscles to exhale. And you can enhance that by making a little sound. But we can feel that. Nice long exhales. All right, that's the belly. Well, how about ribs? So if we can feel these lower ribs here, I kind of think of them as wings, and put your hands here and see that as you breathe in, can you feel these wings open out like, I don't know, Lamborghini doors or something, or aircraft doors. Breathing in, feel them open out. And breathing out, let these fold back in. And I'm pushing with my hands as well. Breathing out, breathing in, let them go out. And breathing out, draw this in. That exhale nice and long. Try one more. And of course, you're still feeling the belly move as well, right? Super. So we have belly, we have ribs, and how about chest? So we can then also feel that as we breathe in, that this is the last part, the belly, the ribs, and then the chest goes up. And the exhale, chest goes down. Inhale, the chest goes up. And the exhale, the chest goes down. And you put all of that together. So we have belly, ribs, and chest. And exhaling, chest down, ribs in, belly in. Inhale, belly out, ribs out, chest up. And exhale, chest down, ribs in, belly. And then just let your breath flow, feel your breath just for a few rounds. Noticing state of mind. I wonder if we can keep that depth of breath throughout the practice as much as you can. So I will remind you. But we're going to move the parts of that do a lot of the breathing. So I'm going to bring the hands back to the ribs and we can just begin some gentle twists of the ribs. And I'm kind of using my hands to even enhance the twist a little bit. And that's nice for our digestive system. It's nice for our ribs. It's nice for our spine, our abs. But we're also moving the diaphragm. This is your key breathing instrument. It does about 80% of your breathing. And right underneath where your hands are, if you're on those lower ribs, and coming towards your sternum and going towards your spine, that's where your breathing muscle is. It's a big dome that separates your upper cavity from your lower cavity. And every breath, it's massaging organs. We can make that a little more reaching out, and feeling this, how your center's moving, going to different levels, and maybe even starting to move your bum on the seat. And how's that breathing? Belly, ribs, and chest. Still, can you do it? Wow. Your best abdominal training. All right, super. Okay. So what we'll do is attend a little bit to the low back. If you can reach your fingers behind your low back and rub in that, you can still feel ribs, and you can rub, use your knuckles or circle, and move us in a few cat and cow doing that. And you can do that with one breath per move, or just breathe and feel your wondrous 3-part breathing. Great. Now that area, if we can sit tall, that area where you're rubbing is also where your diaphragm attaches to your spine. So freeing up the diaphragm with breathing and moving like we're just moving, super, super nice. Then we have our sides here. We can again come back to the ribs and give a little rub of the ribs as you side bend. And I'm using rubbing over those low ribs. And on the inside of that, your diaphragm is there. Moving all the time in your breathing, but also getting a stretch when you go to the side. Let's pause on one side. We can reach it down and circle the shoulder that's up. All right, we're going to circle a little more and see if we can get a little movement into the shoulder joint. Begin to put your hairspray on, comb your hair. A little lasso going on. And let's see if we can evolve that into a really deep side bend. And I'm just going to give a little attention here and tap into the rib cage and tapping the diaphragm here, as well as obviously muscles that are holding your ribs and your abdominals. And make a little sound. Ah. And again. Ah. Great. Coming back up. Maybe take a breath in that side of the body. Just notice if you have a little bit more volume on that side. It feels actually very nice to me. I've got big lungs on that side. Great. That feels so good. Shall we do that on the other side? So just reaching down, and then we can give a roll of the shoulder, settle in. So we're loosening some of those connections into the diaphragm from the upper body. And moving your lung, for example, your lungs attached to your diaphragm. Maybe we can go a little deeper with the movement, oiling up the shoulder joint. Go to where you can go. And let's see if we can reach it over into that nice side bend stretch. Do what you can. And I feel I want that little more awareness, that little more looseness. And I'm going to tap that. I hope that might achieve that. Releasing any tension from the diaphragm. We can hold the diaphragm through the day when we hold our breath and don't breathe fluidly. Feel all of those nice parts of breathing, belly, ribs, and chest. And then we'll bring that all the way down. Fabulous. Super. So then we're going to put our hands into this angle in the ribs here. It's called a rib angle. And you can probably feel like the little tail in your sternum. And then there's a V, inverted V shape here. And the diaphragm attaches here as well. So let's see if we can change this shape a little bit. And you can put your hands here, or if it's uncomfortable, just let your hands hang by your sides. But we're going to take a breath in and lift up the head and the chest and feel that that opens a little bit. And exhale, chin down, chest, you're closing that angle as you round in. Breathe in, open that angle as you come up. And I'm using the fingers even to spread. Exhale, round in, close that angle. Two more like that. Inhale, lift, open, let your heart lift. And exhale, close your ribs in, chin down, round the upper back. Lovely. One more to lift and open. Super. Then you can let your arms come out to the sides. Open and close your fingers. Yeah. And then give yourself a big hug and come back into some gentle rotation. And yeah, where's your mind going whenever you're practicing movement? And to stay with sensations, what you feel in your body, and also what comes up in your mind too. What's the story? All right, we're going to do a little more to get that opening into this area of the diaphragm. But for those who like to do it, you might say, why have I got that strap on me? Well, I got carried away. But but now's perhaps a good time. If you have a scarf, that actually works really well, or a strap, or even better, if you have a resistance band. And you're going to put it around those lowish ribs, right? So somewhere like way below the bra, where the bra would sit, but low ribs, and fasten. And already I feel a little bit of constriction. So I want you to check that you have a bit of constriction, just a little bit, for resistance for our breathing. Now come back to that nice belly, ribs, chest breathing. And can you feel everything push into your strap? And the exhale, you should feel, oh, if I really breathe out everything, that strap should feel loose again. Are you there? Are you with me? Expand those lower ribs into your strap. And if you haven't got a strap, don't worry. You can also put your hands there and feel. Okay, then we're going to bring our right elbow towards our right thigh. Let the left arm come and touch the right leg. And we'll do a little bit of open and close here. So keep that nice deep breath and turn and turn and turn and look at your hand. Can you feel there's also resistance in the strap? And exhale, sweep back down and touch the leg. Inhale, sweep and turn. Head turns. Exhale, reach it back. One more like that, turning, turning, turning. Then exhale, return. Let's open it up one more time. We're just going to stay there, but take 2 or 3 breaths and see, where can I feel this movement of my ribs into the strap? Anywhere? Super. Then we'll bring the hand down and reach down over that leg, fold in as much as you can, and then take a few breaths down here. And where can you feel movement in the strap? Maybe you can feel it in the back of your ribs now. Oh, that little bit of pressure as you breathe in, going into your strap. And then the loosening of the pressure as you exhale. Super. Coming on up. Hope you're getting a little bit of sensation in there with your breathing. So important. Full deep breaths. Shall we try the other side? So lean in. You can touch the opposite leg. It's nice to cross body brain stuff here too. But breath in, turn. Breath out, return. Breath in. And breath out. One more. Breath in. Breath out. Wherever you feel sensation of your breath into the strap, we'll feel it a lot more now as we stay in this nice twist, upper body twist. Feel your breath in the strap. A little pressure increase as you breathe in. And a release of pressure as you breathe out. Now let's bring that arm down. Come and fold in, roll in. And now I'm going to guess, for me, certainly I feel that inhale pushes my back into the strap. You've got ribs at the back. Remember the exhale, long, long exhale. Let's bring it all the way back up. You can keep that there for a little while if you like, and we're going to circle it out. Still feeling the breath. So if you can still feel little pockets of where, oh yeah. Feeling the ribs push in different places into the strap and release on the exhale. Let's go the other way. Lovely. Coming up to sit with the feet a little bit closer together. Wonderful. All right. Let's take a breath in and let the arms rise up. Maybe not all the way yet. And exhale, down they come. Inhale, arms lift. And as we do this, I wonder if you can feel how the pressure changes on the strap. It'll tighten in certain places because your ribs are moving and opening that angle at the front a little bit. Maybe you feel it. Maybe we can go all the way up now. Take 2 or 3 breaths here, and do you feel the pressure change on the strap? All right, we're going to reach one arm up and then the other. Keep your flow of breath, so not one breath per move, but feeling that the breathing still is happening. All right, let's interlace the fingers at the top, push the palms up, look up to the ceiling, big stretch. How's the breathing? Great. Release your arms down. Give a nice little roll off the shoulders. Just enjoying that feeling of the neck and the shoulders getting a little more fluid, tension free. We can do one shoulder and then the other. Come back to feeling the breath as you do it. And how are your ribs doing against the band? So they're all wiggling around when I do my shoulders. You can change your direction of movement of the shoulder. Oh, lovely. All right. Now we're going to do a little bit, and you can take this off if you want to, but again, I really love this as a somatic experience to feel the breathing as I'm practicing. So I'm going to turn off to the right here and bring the left leg down. And you can have the foot with the toes down, or you can be on your toes and come into one of those nice circular motions again. Again, I can feel how my ribs are moving from this action, which I like. So I'm freeing up the diaphragm with movement and with breathing movement. And then we'll reach it up and reach it over. So you're reaching toward the back of the chair. Then take a few good breaths. Can you breathe into that space that we're also stretching? Like you're puffing up like a little souffle. And then the souffle goes, poof. Or if you're blowing up a balloon in the rib cage there, and then deflating the balloon. And one more. Good. Release that arm all the way down. We're going to do that straight away to the other side. So arrange your foot, but try to do the same as you did on the other side. So we're getting a nice stretch to the hip flexor. So the hip flexor connects directly into your diaphragm, your breathing muscle. So we're giving a double dose of diaphragm and hip flexor. How nice. Then when we're moving the shoulder, we're bringing all of the attachments to the diaphragm and your hip flexor from the top. And you can feel it, right? So all of my ribs are moving. And with breath. All right, then we're going to come across, lean across. take a few breaths and make a balloon inflate and deflate into this part of your ribs, your lung. Deep, deep breaths. And now gently coming all the way down. Ah, that is so good. We're going to come back to a little bit more twist while you do your nice deep breathing. And while I just tell you that that area that we're focusing on of those low ribs, that part of your lungs that you're breathing into and moving and stretching has more capillaries than the other parts of the lungs. So you'll absorb more oxygen in your bloodstream. Well, that's pretty nice. We'll be all fresh and oxygenated. It's important to get rid of carbon dioxide too, so we will do that. All right, now you can keep this here or not. Maybe you notice, like I noticed, that it's gotten a little looser because I kind of pushed into it a little bit. So of course, if you want to tighten it, you can tighten it. Otherwise, we're going to move the lower body a little bit and get something happening there. All right, so now we can bring up one leg and give a little massage to our organs while we massage with the breath. So the diaphragm is attached to your stomach, your liver, your intestines. Oh my gosh. So you're massaging with every breath as well as giving a massage with your leg here. But do the breathing. I was forgetting. All right, then we can open and close. And circle. Continue that nice deep breath. Circle other way. Lovely. All right. Bring that leg down. Super. So I could always feel could feel a little movement in my digestive system from that. You note if you have any experiences like that too. All right. So giving a little press of the leg onto your abdominal organs, but the breath is massaging from up above, right? Super. Then we can go a little bit out and in. And in a nice circle. And we can go the other way. Great, loosening up the hip joint. That way we can also loosen the hip joint by folding forward without bending your back, without rounding your back. So folding forward, maybe you can touch your feet, give them a little warm up. Take a breath or two. Feel the back body, ribs moving out as you breathe in. And softening down as you breathe out. Great, let's come on all the way up, but we'll bring the right leg with us. Bring it all the way down, folding down, 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 down. Nice breath in. We're going to bring the other leg with us. Super. Placing the legs down. Now, again, connect to the breath. Belly, ribs, chest. Feel it all expand. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Now we're going to go on a march while we continue to feel the breath. So nice, easy hip flexors. And then we can go a little faster. Great. Give a little stomp of the feet. Let's get the knees and the feet going so we can do a little bit of standing. And I like to warm all of that up so we're all ready in action. Again, so often I feel, wow, the band got a little looser, or I've really done something there. Let's let's warm up the knees, give a rub to the knees. And then we'll give a little kick of each leg. You can feel your leg muscles activate. And then we're going to keep one leg there and do a little for the foot. So point and flex your foot. Did you forget to breathe? I was forgetting. I mean, there's breathing and then there's breathing. Breathing. Circle the foot. Other way. Super. And let's just simply do that on the other side. So hold the leg, point and flex, breathe. Circle your foot. And the other way. Great. All right. So tuck your feet under your chair a little bit, and then we'll come forward and then see if we can lift the legs. Remember that breathing? Or had you forgotten about it already? And then maybe we can get up. Shall we try? We can get up. Hooray. I can get up. And then we're going to come down again. But we're going to come down really slow. Hands onto the legs. Widen across the base of your pelvis as you come down. Yeehaw. This time we'll kick the legs forward. Legs tuck under and stand. And nice and slowly down. Kick the legs out. Tuck them under, come to stand. Still breathing your breath. Down we go. This time the arms and the legs out in front. And then the arms are coming up. All while you're doing your breathing. Coming up. Okay, this time the arms go all the way up as well. And coming up, and arms are up. And then next variation we can do, keep the arms up and stand. Whoa, could you do that? All right, we're up and about. Lovely. So I'd like to do today a triangle pose because this is such a great one for giving your diaphragm a nice stretch. So you can bring your hands to your ribs a little bit and just move to the side. And I'm going to use the seat of the chair in triangle just to let you know. Now, while I do this, I'm going to do a little bit of feet. It'll give me a little bit more leverage to twist. So I'm going to turn my feet out to the left and then come into a little side bend. Come back up and pivot. You can always hold the chair if you need to. Pivot to the other side. And do that a few times and maybe even just give a little rub or a little tap to those low ribs. So we get a little freedom in the ribs to allow us to come into triangle. One more of those each side, a little rub or tap, feel those ribs. Are they breathing? Last one of those. Great. Okay, now for triangle pose. So of course you can go lower on the floor, you can have a block or whatever, but I think it's actually nice to do this with a chair. So I've got the chair here to my left, but I'm mirroring you, so to the right. And turn the feet out a little bit. And then just bend into your knees and let your body wiggle a little over your legs. So you're not going to grip too much in your hip joint right here. Okay. And we're going to bend the legs a little bit and reach for the chair. Bend the legs quite significantly. Come back to that shoulder roll that we were doing. How's your breathing? See if your head can follow your hand. And then let's see if we can reach it up and begin to straighten the legs a little more. If it's too much, don't straighten the legs. We did an exercise earlier of turning the upper body. Can you really get that nice turn of your upper body, your head? And if you have the strap still there, can you expand into the strap in your inhale? And soften on the exhale. Enjoying your breath. And if you want just a little more, take your arm over your ear if you want to. If that's too much on your shoulder, don't worry. Expand with the breath. Retreat with the breath. Lovely. We'll bring the arm down, bend into the legs, bring ourselves back up. Hooray, give things a shake out. A little balance with that too. And I'm just going to pause and notice because already I feel that side of me feels so much longer, more kind of free, if you like. Maybe you notice that. Even take a breath into that side of the body. I feel like I'm a different left and a right person. So maybe you notice that. And if you don't, no worries. You might notice other changes in you. You do you. Otherwise, I'm going to move the chair to the other side and explore turning the feet that away, bending the legs and just shifting and playing. So you'll feel little pressure points on your feet change. So, oh, I'm a little drunk. I'm going to topple over. And yet you don't. You can bounce on it, wiggle on it, move on it. And then with that nice bend into your legs, reach for the chair. You can also reach higher if you need to, or lower if you really want to, but I'm not going to go too low here. I want to be nice and set to give myself space here now to circle. And notice with each circle, you're opening the chest, the heart, just that little more to the ceiling. And then we can maybe reach it up and explore straightening the legs a little bit more. How much could you open the chest, the lung, up toward the ceiling? Belly button should face forwardish or maybe even a little higher. Who knows? Then do your breath. Expansion and then a retraction. If you want to take the arm over a little more and then breathe your breath, how's that feel? Wow. Use your legs as levers to push the earth away. Come on, back up and check your body. Notice I've got a very baggy strap now from all of that resistance work with my rib cage. Perhaps you're even in your breath now, feeling shiny and bright. I hope so. So we're going to do a little thing standing. You can also do it seated if you really want to. And this is called the breath. So your diaphragm, we know, I hope, is around here in the center. It's a sheet that divides your lungs and your heart and your ribs and your liver and your stomach and your abdominal organs, all of that. But it's in a dome shape. So if we go to the side, we're going to stretch that dome. We're going to give it a stretch. And your exhale is going to give it that little more stretch with resistance if we go. So we're going to try that and see if you can feel that with your strap. So pick a side, does not matter. And then see if you can make a calming up. Try that on the other side. Arm comes up, over we go. So we're giving a nice stretch to your diaphragm, but also working it. How did that go? Did you have a long exhale? I'm hoping you did. So we can come back to the chair. And just do a little bit for our upper breathing muscles. You can put a hand to the shoulder. And if you've got your hand nicely placed on your shoulder, and maybe you can feel the collarbone underneath the part of the hand. And your top of your lung goes all the way into where your hand is, right into your neck, the top of the lung. So I'm going to see if we can take 2 or 3 breaths into that space, into your hand. Now you can keep your hand there and turn your head in the opposite direction and still feel your breathing into that space where your hand is. Do you feel the movement under your hand? Well, if you do, now's the time to, with your head at this angle, give a gentle nod. Yes. So give a gentle nod at the angle while you breathe into that space under your hand. Super. Bringing the head back into center. Keep it there for a little while longer. You're going to take your right ear towards your right shoulder and try to look up a little bit. So you should feel a little more stretch now into that side of the neck. Now breathe into that space. Very top of the lung. Make some space in there in your neck. Free the neck by freeing the lung. All right, we'll come back to center. Let this arm hang and just let the arm swing a little bit while you squeeze, massage the top of the shoulder. Let's hope we've got some space now into that upper part of the lung. We did a lot down here. All right. And you can just notice maybe the two sides before we do the other side. So the brain gets the story. Maybe a more relaxed shoulder, more breath into this side. Should we do that on the other side? I think we should put our hand there and give yourself 2 or 3 breaths focusing. Can you take that breath right to the very top of the lung, which is just underneath your top of your hand? Lovely. Now we'll just turn the head and breathe into that space. Nod your head at the angle. Probably feel some movement under your hand, but also the breath. Good. Bringing the head back into center. Take your left ear to your left shoulder and try to notch your chin up. And breathe into that space. Good. Let's bring the head back into center. Give a nice squeeze of that shoulder and a roll. And then we can let the hand swing or the arm swing while you squeeze. Hooray. Let the arms hang by your sides. Just notice. Maybe the shoulders a little more relaxed down there. Mind a little softer. We're going to put our straight jackets on, wrap the arms one over the other. And I have my right elbow over the top. What about you? Let the arms open wide, your wings are opening wide, and then put the other arm over the top in your straight jacket. Does that feel not so comfy? And we'll peel the elbows up toward the ceiling. Open, 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 open. Sesame. We're feeling free and comfortable in the upper body. Now do the other side, your favorite side. Nice breath in. Peeling up, peeling up, peeling up, peeling up, peeling up, peeling up. We'll come into a nice deep forward fold. Take a few breaths into the back body. And unwinding all the way, all the way, all the way. Oh no, I need my strap. It's time to take it off. Maybe you have 2 straps and that would be fine. All right, so I'm going to fold this into the arms and see if I've got a little more freedom of motion now in my upper body, my upper ribs. I'm kind of pulling a little side to side. And then could I maybe reach up and side bend and feel that I've got much more space to side bend now. And breathe deeply. And then come into a rotation. And can you turn and pull with the back hand while you're pulling forward with the front? And breathe. Coming back up and twisting to the other side. Feel that 3-part breath. You can do it. Lovely, bringing it all the way back up. And we're going to come and put the strap around a foot because we like to do that too, and just stretch the back of the leg. So hook this one up, stretch it out. Okay. Sit up nice and tall, still breathing that nice deep breath. You got it? I've got nice relaxed shoulders now. That feels so good. And it's not from the exercises, it's from the breathing. That's my belief. There's a mixture of both. We're going to take that leg out to the side, enjoy that stretch, and then come back to opening out, turning, turning, turning. Free, flexible ribs, flexible lungs, neck, breath. Let's bring it all back to center and take the leg across your body and open into the twist. And again, flexible ribs help me twist more. I love that. And I can breathe. Super, bringing it back to center. Shall we do the other side? I think we should do it. All right, so enjoy the stretch. Sit nice and tall. And we can take the leg a little out to the side, enjoy a little opening into the inner thigh muscles. And I want those super flexy ribs. Shall we do it? Let's open, expand, turn, and feel our ribs move as we breathe. We're ready to crisscross. Let's go. Crisscross over and flexible, elegant, smooth, fluid, expansion and contraction. All right, ready to come back. Can bring that foot down. Hooray, hooray, hooray. Shake it out, shimmy a little, loosen it out. And just a bit of attention to finish with, just on breathing. So coming back to your diaphragm, we have a little bit of an idea that it's this separator between your lungs and heart and then your abdominal organs. How does it move? So you can find that out by placing your hands in that rib angle right there. And that's kind of its shape. It's this dome shape. And as we breathe in, you can mimic this with the hands. As we breathe in, it goes down. And as we breathe out, it'll go up into that dome shape. And can you feel that in your body, or give it a try? Following your pattern, that as you breathe in, it'll go down. And as you breathe out, it will float up. Hooray for a lovely diaphragm. So we'll give it a little tap all around while we twist. And when that is moving, we are free to move in other places, unlocking our secret sauce for movement. All right, shimmy it out, stomp it out. And I hope you have nice, fulsome breaths to take the rest of your day healthily and to enjoy it and enjoy your bodies. And it's a pleasure moving with people. And I hope to see you in a couple of weeks.